Good afternoon, everyone. On this Saturday evening, on the 31st day of January 2026, reporting live here from California, from your Sacramento area, we're tracking a big winter storm across the Carolinas, including for Virginia as well as Georgia. Still getting snow in Bristol, Tennessee. Man, it's been snowing there all night pretty much, and it is still snowing there right now with power outages. I'll update you on the situation with Easy here in a little bit here. But yeah, the snow is coming down really good in Raleigh. Excuse me. In Raleigh, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, we got some pretty good snow coming down in Virginia Beach. We also got some pretty good snow coming down in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Part of this big weather system that is beginning to really bomb out right now. That pressure's fallen very quickly. We got strong winds coming out of the north, and that's leading to a lot of near whiteout conditions across North Carolina. South Carolina, we also have some moderate to heavy snowfall coming down in Columbia, in Sumter right now. It's coming down pretty good here at the moment where we have Orland Diaz that lives in Sumter in South Carolina. So coming down pretty good there. And in Augusta, Georgia, where we do have some light snow that is also coming down, part of the backside of that system rolling on through. Waynesboro, though, in Georgia, we have a little bit of snow. Savannah, Georgia, we have a little bit of snow coming down with those winds that are also pretty gusty. Okay, this 81 mile an hour wind speed here is an outlier. I don't believe that at all. Not 81 mile an hour wind there in Hilton Head Island. And then, of course, we got a little bit of scattered showers here. We're going to wait and see if snow does develop tonight in Tampa, Florida. Yeah, Tampa, Florida, getting a little bit of snow flurries out of this winter storm, which would be rare in itself, believe it or not. And even my friend Alex said there could be some snow all the way down into Lake Okeechobee tonight. Yeah, my friend Alex that lives in Miami, Florida, he literally told me on Discord, David, you need to see the latest models. There is literally a chance, a slim, non-zero chance that snow could briefly accumulate just to the northwest of Lake Okeechobee out of this weather system. So, man, yeah, that is very far south. To even get like a flurry or a flake or two of snowfall, that doesn't happen very often. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be out there probably going searching for snowflakes because just how cold it's going to be and the precipitation that is going to be in play here over the region. And I'll tell you, it is really cold out there, though, across the Floridian region. If we take a look at our current air temperatures, we're in the mid-40s. Tampa, 45 degrees already. Brookville in Florida, 37 degrees. Actually, there's some snow coming down here in Bushnell in Florida. A little bit of precipitation there left, getting a little bit of a flurry or two. Homesia Springs, getting a little bit of snow as well, 35 degrees. And then you go up here to the north where it is 33 in Tallahassee, where we have temperatures already in the low 30s across Jacksonville, Florida. So yes, a very cold air mass has already worked its way in, and it's going to get colder tonight. This is not the worst of it, unfortunately, for a lot of people that live in northern Florida. All right, and then, of course, we got a little bit of snow coming down here in central Tennessee, but that's not really coming down super hard, but it is coming down just by a little bit there. Jasper, Lynchburg in Tennessee, Shelbyville, Tennessee. We got Murfreesboro there, as well as Nashville, Tennessee. Temperatures there already in the teens, very cold. And in Bristol, where I'll update you on my friend here in just a little bit, temperatures there right around 14 degrees. It is cold. It is very frigid. Actually, no, Bristol is over here. Sorry, thought Bristol was here. So yeah, Bristol, it is 10 degrees in Bristol right now. That's very concerning. That is very cold by all means. And that is why I'll need to update you on my friend here. Speaking of that, though, a lot of you, thank you for replying to the post that I did earlier. Sorry, I did not want to end that, but I just had to, because that was getting to me at the present moment. Like, that was on the top of my list of worries to worry about, is my friend and their family. So thank you for showing respect in that regard when I had to end the live stream. That was not planned. It was not scheduled. We were literally going to be here for the first 12 hours of live streaming, then transition, and we would have been on part 2 actually literally right now anyway. So thank you all for showing your diligent respect here. Things like that are unplanned. Literally, all it took is a driver out there that was like, okay, I think my car's really good on ice or on snow. No, lost control, hit a utility pole. That utility pole came down, knocked out the power for that small section. And unfortunately, the spinner landed on a power outage at the wrong time. But I do have some great news to share with you all about my friend. He did get a generator, but the generator could only power a few things. It's not strong enough to power a computer. So yes, he has about 5 or 10% of his power back, but it is not strong enough to power his computer. And if it were strong enough, I would never plug my computer into a generator, because the output of that electricity is variable, since it is I think it's a DC current or AC current, which is, it's a little unstable. All right, so that's why if you actually plug your generator and power a lamp or something, you'll see it flicker a little bit. That is because the power output is not fixed. It's not exactly 121 volts or 100 and whatever, okay? It's going to fluctuate by a little bit, and those extra surges of electricity actually could fry your computer components. So that is why he won't be able to be on today, or probably even tomorrow, because with a power outage on top of snow and strong winds, he will be without power, unfortunately, throughout pretty much all day tomorrow. He told me this morning that I'll be without power probably for up to about 36 hours or so, which is very, very hard to hear, because it's like he's not going to have electricity at all. So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, and I feel bad for him. I really do. So, Easy, all of us are praying for you, and if you're watching this live stream, I'm just hoping things are going well for you, brother. I'm blessed to have you part of the team for you to help me live stream on extended live coverage events like this. So I really, really appreciate it, brother, and yeah. I do. So thank you for that. All right. But sometimes these things happen. Last weekend, he got lucky. He didn't lose his power despite the ice storm, but now it's a trade-off. So, but just so you guys know, he's doing good. He got a generator from the store. It's working right now, and he is nice and cuddly and warm, keeping warm in his house right now, at least, because the thing that is most important right now is keeping that house warm. Yeah. So, and everything like that. So, this is what it is actually like right now in Bristol, Tennessee. Most of these cameras are out of that region. Look at it. Still snowing out there. Those cameras just really, really yucky. Heavy snow coming down on the roads here. This is Interstate 81. That is, not all of them are are from Interstate 81. And some of these are from US 58, State Route 111, kind of at the interchange. But snow is coming down pretty darn good on most of these cameras, and these are in Bristol, Tennessee. Some of these are in Virginia. We don't have anything out of North Carolina, unfortunately. But yeah, this gives you a glimpse just how yucky the weather actually is right now. And again, it's part of this bombing cyclone, this storm system that's going to be bombing out across right off the coast of North Carolina. We also have storm warnings and hurricane warnings out there. So let's get right back to weather-wise here. So of course, right here, hurricane force wind warning. Please take this seriously. If you're a boater, hopefully no one is out there doing sailboating. Not a good day to do it, or not a good night to do it at all. If you are, say, in Pamlico Sound, in kind of in the estuary here of Rodanthe, as well as, say, Nag's Head, very, very strong winds right now. We're getting some big time winds out of the northerly direction right now, and the snow is intermittent here, but the snow is going to definitely be picking up as this becomes a lot more dynamic. Okay, we're talking about a dynamic system here across much of the area. But this is where it is snowing pretty darn good right now. Wilson, Snow Hill, Bethel right now, Scott Neck, Rich Square, Powellsville, Windsor, as well as Plymouth, Washington, getting some good snow right now out of this winter storm. And there are winter storm warnings in effect for a while longer here until this storm actually exits. We got some snow coming down in Virginia Beach right now, as well as Chesapeake. Got Surrey, Matthews, getting some good snow. Now, while it is looking like there's rain here, the radar on here seems to not be indicating it very well. But there is snow. Rest assured, temperatures are cold enough. It's 22 degrees right now in Chesapeake Bay. That is cold enough for snow. And actually, I could even show you proof of that. This camera actually works. Yeah, this one doesn't have it really well, but there is snow. Rest assured, there is snow starting to fall here across parts of Chesapeake Bay as well as southern Maryland. But yeah, definitely a bigger system now developing at the moment, and this is going to get a little stronger as we go into the overnight hours, especially over the next few hours, all the way through about 11 or 12 o'clock my time tonight. So that would be about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, your time in Eastern time. We are talking about some light to moderate to even heavier snowfall associated with this system. So let's take a look here at with what we're actually seeing with why this system is actually very strong. So let's take a look at our satellite imagery here on this live stream. Let's go right over to this. So you can see here clearly, there's your baroclinic shield. This is what we were looking at yesterday, or like overnight last night. And look how this shapes up. Literally, look how this system, nice, good, beautiful foxtail. Really, you can see that baroclinic leaf right over the Carolinas, over Georgia. You got another area of lift happening over here as well. Got your surface low. You got good, decent warm air advection coming in on the backside. Isentropic lift on the northern side of this as well, and that's why you're getting a lot of the snowfall. But also, there's another surface low down here too, and this is going to be the reinforcer as it rotates around this main area of low pressure off the Carolina coast. So what we're seeing here too is a lot of cold air coming in on the backside of this system. Yeah, very cold air. That's what this stratocumulus actually is, indicating some surface-based instability, because when you have very cold air on top of really rather warm waters, the Gulf, keep in mind, is still in the 70s. Yeah, this is not the Great Lakes where waters are much colder. These are very warm waters. So when you bring that colder air on top of the lake waters here, we are talking about instability, okay? Basically, the air wants to rise because it's less buoyant, okay? It's going to go rising, it's going to convect. So you can see that here. And you can just see where all the colder air is on here. Literally, oh, there's a little bit of a convective snow shower right there. But look at this system. You could even see a new baroclinic leaf really showing up here. You got some convection on this. This is exactly where your low actually is, right in here, because we have a nice good dry slot coming in on the backside aloft. We have another little bit of a dry slot starting to set up here. We've got a good steam jet on the backside right to the southwest and the west of the surface low. And this is your kind of your foxtail look as well. So it really matches the diagram that we looked at this morning with what baroclinic instability is, what baroclinic lows are actually. So So this is a very, very, very strong hurricane force low that is rapidly bombing out, and this is going to cause a lot of problems as this moves off in this direction. You're going to see some very strong winds. The winds are going to get stronger actually over Cape Hatteras, Rodanthe area in North Carolina, and we could have wind gusts anywhere between, say, about 75 to 85 miles an hour. It doesn't look like, oh, it's not that big of a storm. It is a big storm because of those winds that are going to be strong. Also down here, we got some decent cloud cover, some instability as well. So yeah, there is some showers at times happening in the Tampa Bay, Florida area, as well as Orlando, Florida. We also got some decent cloud cover and some shower activity moving into Miami, Florida. And believe it or not, Miami, Florida tomorrow will have wind chills down into the 20s. So it is going to be really cold out there. But yes, cold air coming in out of the north on the backside of this system. And this is a highly anomalous low pressure center, to say the least. This is not something that you always see every winter. This is very anomalous. And take a look at the height lines across Georgia and the Carolinas. This is pretty substantial. This is, again, going back to 10 days ago, the model was actually showing that we were seeing a big system like this, a nice, good, deep upper level low. Now that's what we're seeing right here. Your 540 line is down, tucked away in here across the central Georgia area. And this is why the temperatures up here are already below freezing. We're getting close to freezing, in the low to mid 40s in Tampa. But as this low gets further south, those colder temperatures will advect out ahead of that 540 line in Tampa Bay. So that means it is going to get really cold tonight, and you definitely want to dress in layers tomorrow morning because temperatures are going to be dangerous. It's going to be bad. It really is. So let's take a look here at your wind chill forecast on Pivotal Weather, because this is pretty important. This really is. So here's a look at the latest HRRR model here on the wind chill heat index forecast, and you can see how cold it's going to feel like. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, so this is your latest forecast, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is local time, folks. This is local time. This is not Pacific time. And you can see just how cold it's going to feel like. Basically, your body thinks it's this cold because how strong the wind actually is. So it's going to feel colder than the actual air temperature. And that's because the wind is going to be up, right? So Tampa Bay, you're going to feel like 29 degrees at 9 o'clock tonight. Sarasota, you're going to feel like 33 degrees. Cape Coral, you're going to feel like 41. Miami, Florida, 47. Yeah, wind chills in the under 50 degrees, even in Miami, Florida. If you want less significant wind chills, you got to go all the way down here into Key West, Florida, where your wind chills are going to be in the lower 60s to upper 50s. But Tallahassee, Gainesville, Jacksonville, wind chill values at 9 o'clock tonight are already going to be in the single digits and teens. And that's going to continue to be a huge problem as we go into the overnight hours, into your early Sunday morning time frame. You can clearly see with what we're talking about here. Gainesville, 8 degrees. 8 degrees at 6 in the morning. Eastern Standard Time. That is really, really cold. Tallahassee, don't be surprised if you wake up and some areas here get wind chills as low as 8 or 9 degrees as well. Jacksonville, 12 degrees. Panama City, Florida, 13 degrees. East Pensacola Heights, right around 8 degrees of your wind chill. Man, that's cold. I'll tell you right now. I cannot even stand wind chills that cold. Okay, that's significant. And then, of course, down here near Miami, Florida, as low as 23-degree wind chills. Man, that's dangerous. That is very dangerous. Look at West Palm Beach, 19-degree wind chills. 19 degrees. Yeah, that's unheard of. That really is unheard of. Okay, Sarasota, 29, Cape Coral there. Okay, and then your wind chills go up a lot more tomorrow, but still in the 30s. Really not going to recover with those wind chills. And then look at this. As we go into Monday morning, your wind chills are going to dip again. But because there's not going to be a whole lot of strong winds to deal with, some of these locations like near Gainesville could by the way, get down to about 17 degrees. But even with a 1 or 2 mile an hour breeze, might feel a little cooler. And so your wind chills here could be as low as 10 to 15 degrees above zero. Orlando, 14 degrees for your Monday morning. That is very, very dangerous. I'm telling you guys, this is no joke at all. And that's why there are extreme cold warnings. And actually, Ryan Hall-y'all's alert system actually, I think, calls for extreme cold emergency or something, or cold weather emergency down here. You don't see that very often. So very, very cold across much of Florida. Now, what about Georgia, you might be asking? Well, Georgia, the wind chills are going to be utterly dangerous for tomorrow. And my friend Easy is in a very, very serious situation. Even so, he's got a generator on. Well, that generator runs on gas, and it's only going to last for maybe 12 to 15 hours. So I really hope he can get more gas tonight for the generator, because he's going to need it overnight. But look at these wind chill values. Macon, Atlanta, right around 5 degrees, negative, 0 degrees to be exact. Athens, 1 degree, it's going to feel like. Single-digit wind chills. Single-digit. Columbia, Myrtle Beach, Florence, right around 3 degrees. And when we take a look here at Alabama for the morning hours in Central Time, look at how cold it's going to feel like. Actually, by the way, tonight is going to be, okay, last night was cold. Tonight is going to be about the same in many areas. You can see Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Montgomery, Monroeville, as well as Dothan. You are looking, or Dothan, about 8 degrees, 9 degrees. Huntsville, 6 degrees. Florence, 10 degrees. Tupelo, 9 degrees, which, by the way, I really want to emphasize, there are many counties up here are still without power from the ice storm of last week. And so this is dangerous from last night, but it's going to be just as dangerous tonight for a lot of you that live here. Greenville, 13 degrees, it's going to feel like. Down here in Baton Rouge, it's going to feel like maybe in the single digits in some of those rural spots. 8 degrees in some areas. That is very, very dangerous. That is, you really need to be dressed up in layers. And then, of course, where my friend here lives, he lives in the Bristol, Tennessee area. You are looking at wind chill values as low as negative 10 degrees. So this is very, very dangerous by all means. And that is why I am very concerned about my friend, our YouTube channel assistant director. Okay, he is the assistant director of my YouTube channel. He helps run things. When we go live for 24 hours, I will run 12 hours of the first shift. He will run this, me and him kind of tag team, but that's how it works. So I really do pray, and everybody needs to be praying for my friend Easy over here because of how cold it's going to be. Asheville, negative 11. We got negative 25, negative 30 in some of the higher elevations where the winds are stronger, and those wind chills are really not going to get any better tomorrow. Some parts of Bristol, Tennessee here could have wind chills only warming up to about 4 or 5 degrees tomorrow. It is going to be extremely dangerous with that Arctic air that is in place. Your actual air temperature tomorrow is not going to be all that good either. Only 14 to 15 degrees during the day tomorrow. So again, I really, really, really hope to the Lord Almighty that he can get his power back on ASAP. Even so, he has a generator. The generator, it can't last for too long on a tank of gas. And so you can see then Monday morning, wind chill values back down into the single digits yet again, possibly into the negative territory, but not as cold as what we will see tomorrow morning in that area, since the winds will be backing off a lot. But oh my gosh, it's gonna be bad. Now, across Kentucky as well as Tennessee into, say, Indiana as well as Illinois, we have wind chills that are cold now. But watch this. As we get into the overnight hours here, you can see, okay, and this is the latest model. So you can see here, by Sunday morning when you wake up, look at these wind chill values. Yeah, parts of Indiana, negative 27 degrees. Negative 27 degrees, that is insane. It is very, very cold. And look at the actual air temperature, negative 10, negative 15 degrees in parts of Elizabethtown, Louisville. These are not your wind chill values. These are your actual air temperatures. Bowling Green, 7 degrees. That is very, very cold. And when you combine with a little bit of wind, it's going to make it feel a lot colder. We're talking negative 15, negative 25 degrees below zero with those wind chills. That is very, very significant by all means. All right. So now that we talked about the temperature forecast there, and how cold it's going to get, let's take a look at our snowfall reports, because we definitely have a lot of snow that has come down in many areas. I know these are hard to see, but so far, let's zoom in here. In Charlotte, North Carolina, right around 8 to 12 inches had already accumulated with additional snow falling. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's locally some areas that get up to 14 or 15 inches of snowfall in parts of Charlotte, North Carolina. We also got more snow reports that have come in already along. This is in Silverdale, North Carolina, where you have already had 5 to 8 inches of snowfall in the last 3 hours with those snow measurements that have come in. So definitely a lot of snow with this system. On top of that, very cold air mass, going to make things feel extremely, extremely dangerously cold. Yeah, because snow gives off some latent heat, but it also keeps the air very cold. So it's not looking good. It really is, and I wish I could be behind the camera here or in front of the camera saying, good news is coming tonight. It's going to warm up. No, it's not going to warm up. This is going to be this is a dangerous situation that is unfolding. Not as bad as what we had last week with the catastrophic apocalyptic ice storm in Mississippi, Tennessee, Louisiana, Arkansas, and parts of northwestern Alabama. But nonetheless, this is a big storm system on a historic level. I mean, you don't see 12 inches very often. Look at one location here, 13 inches. We had 13 inches in Craven, North Carolina, 4 miles northwest of Craven, North Carolina. You've had 13 inches. So that is a lot of snowfall in just a matter of about 24 hours, less than 24 hours, that is. And that goes to show you the extent of this winter storm. This is big. This is really, really an impactful system. Nothing, of course, for Florida, but don't be surprised if there is some numbers that come in and they say, there has been at least a half an inch of ice or snow that has come down. I think the lowest this will report, though, is like an inch, maybe half an inch. Doesn't get any lower than that. So we'll see if we get any storm reports overnight tonight out of Tampa Bay, Florida, that get a little bit of snow. And by the way, the record there is 2 inches. So if they see like 2.25 inches of snow, that's a new record. That's a new all-time record for that location. Hopefully that doesn't happen, because that would really lead to a lot of problems. That would be big time problems. So now taking a look at the latest wind reports here, let's zoom in on this so you all can see. So you can see here, look at the wind gusts already up to 50 miles an hour off the coast of Wilmington, North Carolina. So very, very, very strong winds already taking place. These red numbers, by the way, you're probably wondering, those are your wind gusts. Wind gust and wind direction. Sustained wind with the wind barbs, and the red numbers are the wind gusts. So that's what we're seeing. So if we go up here, this is another buoy. This is the weather buoy. Sustained wind here of 34, gusting of 47 miles an hour. So yeah, these winds are definitely picking up. We even got a 51 mile an hour wind gust here south of Cape Hatteras, well southwest of or southeast of Cape Hatteras. And then look at even in Bermuda, you have sustained winds of 35 gusting all the way up to 47 miles an hour in Bermuda. So yeah, this is a very large windy storm system that is going to lead to a lot of power outages, I'm sure, in around the Cape Hatteras. We already have some power outages due to the strong winds here in Florida. And you can see here, over the Big Bend of Florida, we have sustained winds of 34 miles an hour and a wind gust there up to 43 miles per hour. Look at this. As well as the rest of Tampa, Florida, with gusts up to about 35 to 45 miles an hour. The strongest winds have rolled through your area already, so but still seeing those wind gusts that are very intense nonetheless, though. You had some gusts right around the low to mid 40s earlier today in Tampa. The winds are going to start tapering off a little bit, but that colder air is going to be still filtrating further south. And you can still see, look at all of this northwesterly flow. That is what we're talking about. And that's why temperatures are going to be extremely dangerous. So now let's take a look here at the system here, and you can kind of see the current analysis. Take note again that northwesterly flow, northerly flow that is coming on the back side. That's the colder air trying to wrap all the way around. And as that does so, you get this warmer air that tries to wrap to the north as well. And this is what we call baroclinic instability. And that is why this storm system is exploding in size. It really is intensifying. And then we have another little bit of a low pressure system right here, although it wasn't really captured very well on the models. But there is a little bit of a low down here, a little mini circulation that's wrapping all the way around. Okay, that's kind of a satellite low, and that's working its way around the system. You can even see that's what that ballooning of convection actually is right there. Headed actually towards Bermuda right now with sustained winds there of 30 miles per hour. So how's everybody doing? Welcome to the stream. It's an honor that you're here, folks. If you have not been here before, please subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. It really does, especially that we'll be streaming. I'll be by myself live streaming this. That's why, depending on how it goes, we'll be streaming for at least 3 or 4 hours here until I have dinner time. And that's the limitation here. When you don't have anyone with you, if I have to eat dinner and you guys want me to live stream, we will have to keep it on one scene the whole time. Are we getting 12 inches of snow? Yeah, so we have 6 inches of snow on the ground. If it keeps up at this rate, we're gonna have at least 12 inches by the end of this. I'm in the Herbert. You're in Jacksonville. Wait, no, you're not in Jacksonville, probably North Carolina, huh? Let's actually look at that area really quickly. But yeah, if you guys are new, yeah, you're in North Carolina. So, yeah, it is snowing pretty good. It really is. And you're going to continue to see all that snow. So I wouldn't be surprised if you do end up with 12 inches of snow, maybe locally more. David, if you look at the temps radar, there are a lot of Gulf effect showers coming onshore as temps drop. Tampa, Florida, down to the mid 40s already. Oh, yeah. Actually, let's go back to that right now. And you could even see, let's actually turn this off. Yeah, this is, and I'm telling you right now, Alex Baller, you're in California. No, I'm kidding. You're not in California. It really looks like California, literally with this cold air coming out of the north with those convective showers. Yeah, so definitely, yeah, you can see that colder air. You literally can see all that colder air. And this is a form of instability, latent heat release off the waters of the Gulf right here. So I would not be surprised if the Gulf really, really cools down rapidly here. Some showers over the Tampa Bay, Florida area as well. So a nice, good system. Here's a little bit of that front, it looks like. You can see a more steady amount of cloud cover, and then this colder air rolls in behind, and that wind shift happens just a little bit. So yeah, Tampa, Miami, actually, there's your cold front, semi-cold front. Then here's a reinforcer behind here that's going to be rolling through. But yeah, look at all the colder air coming in on back of the system. It's incredible. It really is. All because of how cold the air actually is there. Let's see if the showers survive for flurries as temperatures rapidly drop. Yeah, let's see. We'll have to really watch that. Right now, it is still snowing in Tampa, Florida. Showering, that is. There you can see some radar returns. Actually, if we go to our current radar, current Doppler radar, you can see some showers coming down. Actually, let me actually smooth this out a little bit here. Yeah, so let me do this right about here. So it looks a little bit more better. So you can see right here in Sarasota, Sister Key, that's where you're getting a little bit of a moderate to heavy showers. And some of these showers could contain some small hail because the colder air aloft, your mixed phase region is a little lower. So don't be surprised if you have some ice pellets and some hail out of some of these storms that roll on through. Arcadia, you're also getting some light to moderate rainfall at the moment here, part of that colder air that's moving further south. Let's see if there's anything in Miami, Florida. Yeah, nothing right now in Miami, Florida, which is good news. You don't want to see snow down there. If you see snow, lick the snow off the ground, Alex Baller, and send it in to me. But yeah, definitely some showers coming down across the Arcadia area. Part of this weather system, part of that weather system really has that California feel. It really does. Hey, David, what do you predict will go on in the Oak Island, North Carolina area? So Oak Island, North Carolina. Let's actually go to that right now. Oak Island. Oak Island. Hey, I was right there, right on cue. So Oak Island, right now, based on the latest Doppler radar and evolution of all of this, I would not be surprised if you get at least 10 inches. I think the majority of the snow is going to fall up here, but don't be surprised if you do get up to like about 8 or 9 inches of snow. How much in Monroe, North Carolina? So Monroe, North Carolina. Let's actually go over to Monroe, North Carolina. So right now, Monroe, North Carolina has had almost 12 inches of snowfall. That's based on our latest snowfall report. So I would not be surprised. I would not be dare surprised to see 15 inches by the time this is all said and done. Maybe even 16 inches of snowfall before this is all set and done by late tonight into the early morning hours. Okay, sorry about that. What about Hangway, North Carolina or South Carolina? Sorry about that. So Hangway, so Javon, there you are, bud, right on the map. So you're looking at an additional. So you've had already about 5 or 6 inches of snowfall down there. You're looking at almost a foot of snowfall before this is all said and done. You're getting some heavier bands of snow that are coming into your area with a temperature of 23 degrees. Man, it's cold. It is cold there, and it's snowing pretty darn well. Man, it is warm today in the weather office. Yeah, it's like 65 degrees outside here. It's so freaking warm for January. Very warm. But hey, Alex, you're colder than me. You have colder temperatures than I have. It's literally like Floridian weather over here. How much for Fayetteville, North Carolina? Let's go over to Fayetteville, North Carolina. So Fayetteville, North Carolina, you are looking at an additional, so right now a good snow band is coming over your area, so you're looking at an additional probably 6 or 7 inches of snowfall. And if we do take a look at the reported snow, actually, let's go over to our precipitation. Where is it at here? Yeah. So basically, yeah, you're looking at another 7 to 8 inches of snowfall before this is all said and done. And maybe some areas here could even see maybe 9 or 10 inches. Another 13 inches, according to the very latest National Weather Service office for the Cape Hatteras area. And I just updated this to make sure that, yeah, so still looking at maybe another foot of snowfall for parts of the Cape Hatteras area, as well as Rodanthe, North Carolina. Spring Hill, Florida. Let's take a look at Spring Hill, Florida. Spring Hill, Florida. So Spring Hill, Florida, you're getting a little bit of showers. And right now, if it goes all well, you might literally see a 1/10 of an inch or less of snowfall. I mean, you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, oh, did it even snow at all? Because that's how little it's going to be. If you do get anything, and I mean, there's a very, 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 very slim chance of you getting anything significant. What about for Orsia, south or north? Yeah, Orsia. Let's go to, oops. Let's actually go over to, okay, yeah, South Carolina. Let's go to South Carolina. Okay, that's not in the system, but that's in South Carolina. So, yeah, additional snowfall for South Carolina, anywhere between about 5 to 8 inches, 5 to 9 inches. Ocean Isle, North Carolina. Let's do Ocean Isle, North Carolina. Ocean Isle Beach. That's about close enough, right? So you are looking at, let's take a look at the snowfall totals there. Okay, where are we? Okay. Let's go back again. It kind of lost it for a second there. So, Ocean Isle Beach right there in North Carolina, right on the border. You are looking at another, I would probably say another 7, maybe 8 inches, maybe 7 or 8 inches of snowfall. On the high end, maybe as much as another 9 inches, another 9 inches of snowfall. Cloudy Jesse, how are you doing? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. How much for Greene County, North Carolina? Greene County. If you could give me a city, that would be also great as well. Unless you're Greene. Oops. So Greene County, North Carolina. Come on, mouse. Come on, mouse. Work with me. Okay, so Greene County, North Carolina. So Greene County, North Carolina, you're looking at another 8 or 9 inches, potentially another 8 or 9 inches of snowfall. You're very welcome. By the way, if you guys are new to the stream and you're finding this very helpful, please don't forget to slap that subscribe button. I mean, punch it. Like, punch it as hard as you can. Punch the subscribe button, punch the like button, and also punch the share button as well. Get this out to a lot of people because we're going to be live here for a while. Keep you guys updated here on the YouTube channel with what we are currently seeing with this winter storm. Another big winter storm, that is. Yeah, everything's good, Cloudy Jesse. I'm having a great time after I got some Z's earlier. How much more do you think we'll get for Lumberton, North Carolina? Lumberton, North Carolina. You're looking at another 6 to 9 inches of snowfall, in my own opinion. Given the fact that you're getting some intermittent snow right now, there's a little bit of a dry slot here, but on the low end, I would say probably another 4 or 5 inches, but on the high end, maybe another 7 or 8 inches. How much snow for Sanford? Sanford, North Carolina. So Sanford. So for Sanford, North Carolina. Wait, no, that's not South. Sanford. There we go. That's the right Sanford. So Sanford, North Carolina. We're looking at moderate to heavy snowfall right now. So you're looking at probably another 4 to 6 inches, I would say. 4 to 6 inches. Thank you so much. Yeah, I am working hard, even with the whole unexpectedness of issues that arise this morning. I am back loud and clear. In fact, I want to kind of stand up here for a second. Oh, actually, yeah, I rarely stand up. It's an ergonomic. That's what ergonomic tables are actually for. I feel like 7 to 8 inches for Myrtle Beach. Think about that. 7 to 8 inches for Myrtle Beach is expected here. We're definitely looking at a lot of snow, though, for the Carolinas. It's crazy now. How much more snow for Greenville, North Carolina? For Greenville, North Carolina, you're looking at at least another 8 to 10 inches. Another 8 to 10 inches with this storm. I cracked my screen hitting that like and sub button. Thank you for subscribing, folks. It really means a lot. I can't believe we're already at 70,350 subscribers. So thank you all for subscribing, also donating, because of course I literally was very respectful and nice that I actually paid one of my friends $600 to get a new generator. $600 to get a new generator. My friend Easy, that is easy peasy lemon squeezy from Bristol, Tennessee. Actually had to chip in. I wanted to chip in from my heart, by kindness of my heart, to actually do that. So it was, so yeah, some of the donations actually that you guys gave actually went towards that. But yeah, if you guys are new, my name is David Schlotthauer here, the full-on host of the YouTube channel, and we are keeping an eye on this snowstorm in the Carolinas. It is coming down pretty darn good right now in Greenville. We got Greensboro, got some good snow coming down. If we take a look at our live cameras right now, that is what we are looking at the moment. Right now, most of these cameras are in the southernmost part of Virginia, as well as a few of them are in Bristol, Tennessee, because that's where it's snowing right now. But you can see, it is snowing pretty hard on some of the cameras right now across the region. I felt like I had to do that, Cloudy Jesse. Because that right at the moment, it got to me. It really was important. So I'm like, I need to help this guy out. I need to help my staff out. We help each other, right? He helps me and I help him. So yeah. So yeah. So yeah, moderate to heavy snowfall is coming down right now across the Carolinas, part of this bombing cyclone. And actually, let's go to our satellite imagery at the moment, and let's take a look at the system a little bit more closely. You can clearly see with what we are seeing right now, big bombing cyclone is occurring as we are seeing it. This is a big... And yeah, look at it. You can even see the curl right here. Ooh, my eye's twitching. You can even see the curl that is happening right in here. Look at that. You can literally see it like a little mesocyclone, and that is that system that is bombing out. Literally doesn't look all that intense, but it is intense. I can rest assure you right now. The cloud cover is wrapping all the way around in the lower levels, and this is where your steam jet actually is. On the back side of that. That is pretty formidable. That is pretty cool to see on the satellite imagery. Yeah. So let's take a look here at Hey man, how much snow do you believe Fayetteville, North Carolina picks up the rest of the night? So Fayetteville in North Carolina, that's right there. So Fayetteville, North Carolina, you're looking at an additional 4 to 8 inches of snowfall potentially based on the latest precipitation forecast from the National Weather Service. You can see Fayetteville, another 5 to 8 inches cannot be ruled out here. More the expected amount, though, you're looking at another about 3 to 4 inches, but I think we're going to get a little more than about 3 or so inches of the additional. So by the time this is all said and done, you could easily have almost a foot on the ground. I'm not kidding when I say that. That is a lot of snowfall. Those dry slots kind of filled in. Yeah, well, they're going to be unexpected. They're going to fill in all the time just because that's how the storm is behaving right now. Here's a little bit of a dry slot over here in Wilmington. That's why actually there is no snow going on in Garland in Roseboro right now, even so it's 19 degrees. There's a little bit of drier air that has worked its way in. And actually it is at the low. That might be the low pressure area or very close to it. So yeah, it's pretty darn crazy right now. Let's actually look at the RTMA data. This is our latest wind gusts. And there is your low. And right now, based on the RTMA, which is real-time meso observations, that's what RTMA actually stands for. And you can see right here, winds right now, based on this, this analysis, wind gusts already up to 50 miles an hour over parts of Cape Hatteras. We got gusts even up to 60 miles an hour happening right off the coast of Cape Hatteras. So this is where our strongest winds are actually occurring right now. Our sustained wind right now at the moment is 50 miles an hour. That is very strong. That is very strong wind at the moment. That's incredible. And this updates, I think, every like 15 minutes. Yeah, every 15 minutes, the RTMA data uploads. So you can literally see what's actually happening. You can see the low right there. Pretty cool. Really cool stuff. I love this. I love RTMA, especially with windstorms that we get here. I always like to see, okay, what's the wind like for my area? So you can see clearly that we have that, but see, it is a little buggy. It's a little contaminated, I would bet you. I'd say wind gusts of at least 40 to 45 miles an hour are occurring there. And then this is your current Doppler radar right now at the moment. It's snowing pretty darn good. It really is. Up there in North Carolina. Saw some flurries south of Jackson, Florida. I'm assuming, right? Yeah. It's 34 degrees. It's 34 degrees Jacksonville. So I wouldn't be surprised if you did get a brief flurry down there. And I'm sure everybody, I'm not kidding, everybody is out there looking for snowflakes in Central Florida. I'm not kidding. It's like an Easter egg hunt. It's like Easter egg hunting for snowflakes. Got one of the best tables, $3,000 table over here. It goes up and down like an elevator. I always like to, imagine it's like an elevator. So, currently no snow in Oak Island. Slight winds would say about above 30 miles an hour, Oak Island. So that's over here. Oak Oak Island. Yeah, let's see what the sustained wind there is. Yeah, it's about right. It's about right. But yeah, there is no snow in parts of Oak Island right now. There's a little bit of a dry slot that worked its way in. So, in Western North Carolina, going to pick up is Western North Carolina going to pick up anything? So you're in Western area. So you're probably thinking over here. You're going to see a bit of snowfall, but if you're like in Robbinsville, because of orographic, so a lot of this is orographically driven in the Johnson City as well as Maryville. So downstream of that, I don't think you're going to see a whole lot. Maybe another dusting, and that will be it for the night. Unless you're like over here in Morganton, Lenoir, as well as Barnesville, then you are going to get a little bit more snowfall. Sparta, you're definitely going to get more snow. But if you're like in far western North Carolina. What about Wilmington, North Carolina? So Wilmington, North Carolina, you're supposed to have some decent snowfall out of this storm. But with this dry slots are really hard to forecast. But it looks like that will be changing. That will change in a rapid pace once the flow changes a little bit. Right now, you're getting more flow out of the north and the northeasterly direction. What's up, Brandon? How are you doing? Any chance this storm moves northwest and northeast, hoping for more snow in Maryland, Delaware. So let's actually look at the models on that. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at our HRRR model. Let's go to... Oh, come on. Don't tell me that I have to update the whole entire program just to get the latest model data. That's something that they should work on at fixing. So the 18Z model run, let's take a look here. Easton, Maryland, you're out of. So Easton, Maryland, you're definitely going to get some snow. It doesn't look like it's going to be very heavy, but this is what this model is showing. But now to be specific, you want the very latest model run. So this is the 20th. Oh yeah, this is not even fully in. Hold on. Let's go to the 22 Zulu run. Okay, come on. There we go. So for the Easton, Maryland, yeah, you are still expecting snow through... Okay, so this is 15 Zulu. Oh, wait, what the heck? Okay, yeah, this is right now. So this is about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So that would be 11 o'clock. So between about, say, I'd say between about 7 o'clock, about 10 o'clock tonight to about 2 or 3 in the morning, you're looking at some snow with this system. But then after that, it's goodbye, baby. Goodbye, baby. There's not going to be any more snow once that goes through. So yeah, you will get some snow. I just don't think it's going to be a whole lot based on the latest models. Maybe like an inch or two of snow is expected. In fact, with that, let's take a look here at Maryland. Yeah, Easton, yeah, this model is not so hopeful. You're only looking at about ½ an inch of snow in that area of Easton, Maryland. Further south, maybe an inch. And then the further south you go, like Virginia Beach, maybe 8 inches of snowfall. Norfolk, Suffolk, you're looking at about 6 to 8 inches of snowfall. So the further south you go, you're going to get more snowfall. But I would say I wouldn't be surprised if Easton maybe gets ½ an inch to maybe 1.5 inches. Any chance this storm moves northwest? Okay, I got to your question. We got 5 inches in Lenore. Ooh, nice. David, I'm not ignoring you. If you answered, okay, sorry, some questions coming in. So David, how much do you think for Clemens, North Carolina? That is coming from Carcanes. So let's go over to that and let's take a look at how much Clemens. So for Clemens, you're looking at an additional 2 to 3 inches. Actually, about 4 inches. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me look at the composite. Okay, so yeah, you're looking at another 2 to 3 inches of snowfall before it is all said and done. It is all said and done. Sorry if I sounded like I forgot your question. I am terribly sorry about that. So, was able to answer that. But how's your Saturday going, you all? What did you guys do today? Did you lose power? Did you play in the snow? Did you start a fire in the fireplace? What did you guys do today? All I did is sleepy pee-pee. Literally, after I ended the stream, talked with Easy and everything, just to make sure he's okay and everything. And then I went to sleep like at 7 o'clock this morning. My time. That's like 10 o'clock your guys' time, and I slept pretty much all day for like 7 hours, which I don't like doing. I like to be up during the day and sleep at night. But that incident popped up where it really got to me, so I was like freaking out a little bit. So, yeah. Which, by the way, just for your information, Cloudy Jesse and Brandon, that is in the live stream you're chatting in the YouTube chat. Easy lost his power, and apparently a car crash hit his utility pole and knocked out the power there, and so he's without power for literally another 24 hours potentially. Cloudy Jesse, snowing really good right now. I forgot where you live, Cloudy Jesse. I'll be sure to add you on the map here. You're probably somewhere up here near Greenville, because that's where the blue is the heaviest right now. Played in snow. How fire going? Played Animal Crossing. Oh, nice. You made Rice Krispie treats. Oh, I love Rice Krispie treats. I love Rice Krispie treats. You know what my favorite food actually is? Tortellini. It literally is 3 cheese tortellini. That's what I love. I love that stuff. I love lasagna and 3 cheese tortellini. I'm in the... Oh. Okay, you're not in where I thought you were. You're over here. So let me add you to the list, sweetheart. Cloudy Jesse. Cloudy Jesse. I'm going to put a circle. Actually, I'm going to give you a special icon. I'm going to give you a cross, as that way I know it's a moderator. Actually, you know what? No, that's actually really hard. Oh, I can't even reset. I'll do it later. Yeah, it is snowing there. And it is not as cold as it's been. Not as cold as it's been, I'll tell you that. Cloudy Jesse, how have you adapted to that cold weather, though? I mean, it was like negative 20 degrees one day or negative 30. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's cold. I wouldn't be able to stand that at all. The coldest I've ever been in was like 10 degrees. 10 degrees. Oh, no, wait, maybe 15 degrees. That's the coldest I've ever been in. I've never been in anything lower than that. My brother lives in High Point. In High Point. Let's get to High Point. So High Point, North Carolina, you're looking at an additional 1 to 3 inches of snowfall by the time it's all said and done. 2 years in a row, there was snow in Florida. Yes, there was. But only this time, there might be snow in Tampa, Florida. And actually, Brandon, one of my friends, Alex Baller said there could be snow, even a flake. There could be a snowflake being found in Lake Okeechobee tonight once that colder air really settles in. Potentially a snowflake. I measured 12 inches in Concord, North Carolina. Wow. 12 inches in Concord, North Carolina. Let's see where that is at. That would make sense. That's right there near Charlotte where most of the snow has accumulated. So you could get probably another couple of inches. So don't be surprised if you get like 14 or 15 inches of snow. It warmed up today, thankfully. I'm ready for spring. Well, you're not ready for spring because there's more colder air coming in. And actually, let's look at the GFS model because we haven't looked at that in a while. Our fantasy storms have disappeared, literally, as I was hoping that they would be. That's why we don't trust one model, right? That's why we just don't rely on, there's big snowstorms. So there's the Cloudy Jesse storm that's rolling through that. Cloudy Jesse's that's a little bit of a blip of snow, nothing too significant. And then here comes the next one that's going to be impacting parts of southern portion of Ohio as well as West Virginia into North Carolina. That's going to be another weak one, maybe another 1 or 2 inches of snowfall with that. So really nothing big on the way right now. And then here's the latest GFS showing another snowstorm, but that one too doesn't look like it's going to be very impactful. Maybe just a few inches of snowfall. And then here comes the colder air coming on in out of the north. Look at this. Now, this is where we really got to watch models very closely. How does this colder air set up? Does it set up further west and we get more zonal flow like this? And we get some sneaker systems that kind of eject into the flow? That could be a big deal. So a lot of moving parts here. On this model, we have a good, decent snow and maybe some ice over where Cloudy Jesse lives. But you can see on the previous run, it had something completely different. Do you see that? Completely different. So that is why we just don't look at one model. Like, look at this. Remember last night's 0Z model run? Big ice storm and snowstorm for the Carolina or for the Deep South. Not this go around. So that's why we don't put a lot of trust into this. But it looks like the pattern will be semi-active throughout mid-February. It's just hard to say on where will the biggest storms be. This one, by the way, though, this would be a hefty, severe weather event for the Deep South, for Dixie Alley. So that would be a system to watch, especially when you get like a jet like that looks like this. Your trough sets up over the high plains. That would certainly be a system to really watch for decent snow. And we are in the heart of winter, so don't think that, it looks like snow is going to be gone for the upper Midwest. Well, it will be back from time to time. But let's take a look at the temperatures now. That's something that is interesting to me as well. Let's take a look. So it does not look like Cloudy Jesse in North Dakota. So you're way up there. Just to make sure I got that. Got that right. North. Dang, you're way up there. So you are right here. Wow, that is, negative 10 degrees, Cloudy Jesse. And then maybe negative 20, almost negative 20. Oh, yeah, we got to watch. We've got to watch that. Very cold. Very cold. How's Virginia Beach looking? Let's go to Virginia Beach. Oh, Virginia Beach is not looking so good. Lots of snowfall coming down there. Actually, let's look at a live camera. Oh, yeah, it is snowing really good. You get a better live camera, though. Let's see. Let's go down here. Let's go down here. So, yeah, this is where, okay, this is a better camera right in here. So this is actually not bad, actually. Roads are a little wet and slick, but doesn't look like it's sticking to the ground very much. At least for right now, well, because, of course, the roads are a little warmer because the cars are coming down. But it doesn't look all that bad right now in the Virginia Beach area. But further south, that's where it's snowing a little harder. That's where it's coming down a little hotter. Ew, I'm done with this cold. I know, in North Dakota. By the way, Cloudy Jesse, what does it feel like? What does it feel like when temperatures are negative 30, negative 40, or like negative 20 to negative 30? What does it feel like? What does the air actually feel like when it's that cold? Because again, I've never been in temperatures that low. And also another question is, Cloudy Jesse, is if you're interested in helping out with the live stream more deeply, just let me know on Discord. If you have Discord, by the way, because I've gotten to know you very well, and I believe you are a very nice, well, lovely, loving moderator over here. By the way, if you all are new to this stream and you have not subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Please consider doing so. How is spring on the... Where is spring on the models? Yeah, exactly, right? Where is spring at? I think the spring, it's not even spring yet, so that's why. But hopefully the pattern changes by mid-February so everybody gets to thaw out for once. But here's a look at the storm system here on the COD website. This is what it looks like. And you could see literally, look at what that looks like, that storm. And there's your low, man. That is shaping up very quickly. That is developing very quickly. Looks like a hurricane. It does look like a hurricane. Will I get snow in Newport? Newport. Let's go to Newport. Actually. So Newport. That's a good question. So therefore, let's take a look at the latest models. Let's take a look at the latest HRRR model on that. So does look like there is the potential for some snow overnight. There is a slim possibility. I mean, not much at all, but there is a distinct possibility that you do get a little bit of snowfall, maybe a dusting, but I don't expect it's going to be all that significant. I really don't think so. Maybe a tenth of an inch at most on the latest model, but there is a possibility it gets a little more than that. It does get a little more than that. Oh, thank you, David. Yeah, when the air gets so cold that your nostrils stick together and burns, add the wind chills, and it kind of sucks the air out of your lungs. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is... Wow, that is significant. That is, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that I would imagine that's what my friend Ethan that lives in northern Indiana, he said, yeah, when it gets that cold, if the air burns, it's like it's the weirdest, things get tingly. It's the Cloudy Jesse Arctic air mass. No, I'm just kidding. That's what we could give you a nickname is Arctic air mass because you're up there in North Dakota. Stop bringing the cold. Stop bringing the cold. And actually, there's a webcam near your area. Let's see what it actually shows. Oh, of course, the cameras are out in that area. Yep, of course. There are no cameras available. Yep, they're all out. They're all out of business. But yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, this is the big winter storm that we are tracking live on the channel in the Dakota, or not the Dakotas, in the Carolinas, as well as parts of Georgia. Looks like Atlanta, the chances of you getting any snow now has decreased for the night. However, there is some remnants left of snow in Statesboro, Waynesboro, Columbia getting a little bit of snow, but that's about it. I wish I could stop bringing the cold. Oh, I know. All for how warm it was in December, huh, Cloudy Jesse? You were like, this is ridiculous, a warm December. It seems like, though, in January, that pattern flips. Usually like early to mid-February, the pattern just completely changes. But yeah, definitely some decent snowfall coming down, though, across Greenville right now. Again, here, let's take a look at our latest snowfall totals for those that are just tuning in. We are looking at an additional 9 to 12 inches of snowfall and across Jacksonville, North Carolina, as well as Wilmington, North Carolina. Some areas even out here. Morehead City could get another 12 inches of snowfall based on the latest high-end forecast from the National Weather Service. We just got a new model in, but the expected more realistic forecast here is another 6 to 8 inches of snowfall is anticipated with this winter storm, with some oranges here, like Garden City could get another 8 inches of snowfall, as well as Oak Island, Southport. You can get another 8.5 inches of snowfall with this winter storm. To find cameras, you'll have to look at windier websites. Yes, January never fails to switch the temps around. Oh, yeah. Especially this year. Oh, my gosh. A year to not forget with the Arctic temperatures. Literally. So you can see here clearly Bertha, as well as Rodanthe, you're looking at snowfall amounts on the order of about 3 to 6 inches additional snowfall before this winter storm is all said and done. But on the high-end forecast, and of course, there's a new update that had to kind of pop in there. And yeah, we don't have the newest info on that right now. But the expected amount, by the way, for where you live, Cloudy Jesse, you're looking at another 2 inches of snow before this is all said and done. So that little bit of snow coming out of the north there. So, hey, once it snows, it sticks. Except it's 22 degrees over there. That's crazy. I mean, that's relatively warm compared to with what it was before. I know I'm in Oak Island, but nothing yet, but I know it's coming. Yeah, there is a dry slot. Actually, you're getting a little bit of snow right now. So yeah, Oak Island is finally getting a little bit of snow now. It's starting to come down. So Dawn Hathaway, if you want to go outside and see if it is actually snowing, you're more than happy to if you want. It is very windy though there. But yeah, there is a little bit of snow coming down there. And also really good snow coming down in Greenville. How much more for Charlotte, North Carolina? You're looking at another 1 to 2 inches of snowfall before this is all said and done in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I would not be surprised if you get like 14 to 15 inches when it is all said and done by tonight. That's a lot of snow. That is a lot. So yeah, Raleigh and Greenboro and Asheboro, Sanford, Troy, you're getting some good snow right now. It's coming down pretty good. Yep, just started in Oak Island. So yeah, you're finally getting some snow. Sunset Beach, North Myrtle Beach, it's coming down pretty darn good right now. Let's take a look at our cameras for a while since we have been locked. Our eyeballs have been locked on the radar for a while. But yeah, it's snowing pretty darn good there across parts of southern Virginia, state of Virginia. And yeah, still snowing a little bit in Bristol, Tennessee. Still snowing there a little bit in Bristol, Tennessee. But the snow is about to end finally in that area in the next couple of hours. Yeet! Oh, is that Yeet? Yes! It's Yeet God! Oh my gosh, from Dayton, Ohio. Well, at least that's the last we've talked. You were in Dayton, Ohio, and there is a little bit of snow in Dayton, Ohio right now. Little bit of snow. Little bit. Just a little flurry, and my gosh, it's cold there in Dayton, Ohio. 12 to 13 degrees above zero. Man, that's where it's been cold for a week, over a week. It's been just nonstop painful shivers over there. It has been cold across much of the plains for a while. All right, got some good news from Easy, everybody. He has a generator, it's completely working. He has power, but not city power, but generated power at the moment. So things are looking good there. So got some good news there. It was -10 last night. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. I am not surprised. The models did a good job on that, actually. In fact, if we go over and look at the models in the Dayton, Ohio area, it is very, very, it is going to be very cold tonight as well. Let's take a look at those. Yeah, it's going to be, let's see. So Dayton, Ohio, you're looking at -3, -4 degrees. -3, actually, no, probably as cold as -10. Yep, very, very cold again. But not as cold as, say, parts of Indiana. Look how cold it could be in parts of Indiana. -14 tonight. Very cold. Wait, is this? No, wait, this gets colder. What? What? Yeah, -10. -10 degrees in Dayton, Ohio. That is, oh my gosh. That's bad. That's cold. That is cold. All in itself, that is dangerous. negative 16 degrees, got negative 14 degrees in Indianapolis. That is, wow, that is not good. That is not good at all. And you're going to warm up only to 18 degrees tomorrow? Yep. Probably very depressing. You can't walk your dog or do anything out there because it's so freaking mind-boggling cold. But hey, you know what? It's at least not negative 40 degrees or negative 50. That would be really bad, right? A cold is cold. But yeah, it's been a long time, Yeet. It's been like 3 years, 4 years? It's been like 4 years. It's been a long time since we last talked, so I'm glad you're back, at least to some extent, to at least chat here on the live stream. It is still really, really, really cold, but we have started, we have heated blankets and everything. So, David, I am freezing. Bobby Livingsworth, yes, I'm not surprised. It is cold just about anywhere you go right now. But yeah, the good news is, so I did get a new update. His house is extremely cold, very, very, very cold, but they do have heated blankets and everything. So that is the good news. That is the good news. Is that they have heated blankets, so they're able to stay very warm. But the bad news is their house is utterly cold, probably down in the 40s or even in the upper 30s. Wouldn't be surprised, which means Easy's electricity bill is going to be on the higher end side once that heat kicks back on. Take a while to warm up that house. David, breaking news. What is it, Alex? Alex. Snow near Tampa right now? What? It is snowing near Tampa. Okay. Is it really snowing near Tampa? Radar doesn't show it, but I'm sure you're getting storm reports in from that area. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. With temperatures, well, see, temperatures are about 41 degrees right now. So I don't think it could be briefly cold enough for some snowflakes, but they would instantly melt. But if it is snowing there, wow. So, yeah, they have enough gas for the entire day tomorrow. So they're well stocked on gas for the generator. So that is good. Just not enough to power the whole house. And I don't blame generators. I wish they would have made generators, so I'm sure they do, that are so big you can power anything with them. You can power your entire house with the generator. Wow, lots of... Yeah, Alex. Yeah, it's just chat is not very active right now, so that's why when he says near Brooksville, east of Brookville. So east of Brookville. Oh wait, not Brookville, not that Brookville, Florida. Okay, so Brooksville. Sorry, Let's go down to there. Let's see. Let's go to Doppler radar in that general area. Yeah, there is a little bit of blips on there. Yes, there is snow. There is snow coming down in Rich Manor. Just southeast of Brooksville in Florida, got some flakes. And yeah, it's believable to have it down to 37 degrees in that area. So that is definitely a possibility. There is snow coming down there. My gosh. Literally, Central Floridian snow. Okay, yes. The show on stream. So we're going to show his. Right there. There it is. There is your legitimate proof. Brooksville in Florida. We got snow. I mean, that's what Doppler radar is picking up on. That's what Doppler radar is showing, like Floridian, Central Floridian snow. Man, I bet you people are like sitting outside waiting for it. Like if they're downstream, they're like, oh, I'm going to go outside and wait for it to snow. Apaka, bring it over to Apaka. Well, I'll try, but it's up to the overall upper level flow pattern. Only winds decide. Oh yeah, here is a, oh man, there's a lot of snow. So here is a look at the snow that has fallen. This is from Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy. And you can see, look at all the snow that is accumulated. Look at all the snow here. Jeez. I would say that's probably about 10 inches. Maybe 10 inches. Oh no, that house has a lot. So probably even 11 inches. 10 or 11 inches of snow. Again, one more look at that. Thank you for sending that in, Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy. I love saying your name. I really do. He's Easy Cheesy. He's Easy Cheesy, Lemon Cheesy Squeezy. I love his name. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Some decent snow. Yeah, almost a foot there. I would imagine almost a foot has accumulated there. Lots of beautiful. Yes. Oh yeah, I wanted to point that out. The houses here are, I love these houses. I mean, if I could I would live in a house like this. I would not, that house right there, I would literally die my life to live in a house like that. I love like a mansion-ish, 2-story built house where I could have my office. That is literally the perfect house that I would not mind having. Whoa, there's even a stagecoach. Man, some history right here, Easy. Thank you. Even a stagecoach. That is really neat. That really is. But this house is really nice. I really like this. And actually, you have the houses like where I live, near Sacramento, Easy. Don't want to disclose my exact location for privacy reasons. But yeah, near Sacramento, they have a lot of houses like this. I really like the old geek, modernish, like the pillars and everything. That's really neat. I really like this. Really, really beautiful. And here's another house. Look at the round house right here. Really nice. And there's another house. Wow, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. That is a nice. Oh, wow. Thank you for sending that in. Oh, we got another one. Let's see. This one actually has audio. Hey, there's water. Or wait, that's frozen more than likely at this point. Oh, no, that water is flowing. It looks like it's flowing. It's not frozen all the way. Yeah, here it doesn't look like it, not as much accumulated. Probably about 4 or 5, maybe about 6 or 7 inches. That is really nice. I actually really like snow. Only if I lived in Lake Tahoe, I would probably get more snow. That's probably the ultimate goal down the line too, is moving to either Maryland or Lake Tahoe where I can get some snow as well. Alrighty, we did get we are getting snowfall reports out of Tampa, just north of Tampa Bay, Florida. This is official. This is not just radar hyping stuff up. Thank you, Alex, for sending that in. We are getting snowfall reports north of Spring Hill, Florida. All right, and then you can see here, Snow Royal Highlands, Florida. A magnitude only, maybe like a flurry or two. NWS employees shared pictures of what was likely melting snowflakes near Weeki Wachee. Time estimated from radar. So, yes, we got snowflakes going on in probably over Spring Hill even. That is, man, it is cold. Again, Floridian snow. You don't hear about that very often. All for about how warm it's been, this last summer, Alex? It's called colonial style houses. Yeah. I love those houses. I really do. I can just see me, Nate, and Easy living in a house and running the back end, literally. But boy, is it snowing. And hopefully Bristol can clear out of that snow. It's still snowing in Bristol. I can't even believe it. Out of my very eyes, it is still snowing in Bristol since last night. Actually, it's been snowing there, for at least 24 hours. Just nonstop snow. Yeah, I know. It's great. It's great. Actually, you know what? I think, did that even pop up on the map? Here, let's go down here. It actually didn't come through on the snowfall report yet. Within the last hour, we did get more snowfall reports. Let's actually go over to... we got a new snowfall report coming in, probably from Bristol. So this is a look at the latest snowfall report. So we have had about 15 inches in Chronopolis. Very close to this was about literally less than an hour ago. About 15 inches of snowfall, and it's still snowing in Charlotte. So maybe going for 16 or 17 inches, that is a distinct possibility. That is some good snow. That is some good snow there. In the last hour, these are only 1 hour storm reports, and that is the highest. Canopolis, North Carolina, getting some snow there. Some decent snowfall amounts within the last, say, 24 hours or so. Okay, we got another snowfall report coming in from Easy Peasy, about 8 inches. So I was close. I was very close. I said about 9 inches, at least 9 inches to almost a foot. So I was close, not far off at all. Sarah! Hey, Sarah. I agree, cousin. I can see you in that house. Yeah. Here's another one, a snowmobile or a a regular car. I don't know if that is off the internet. It looks real though. Alrighty. Will Harrington, Delaware get any snow tonight or tomorrow? I'm hearing conflict things. So you are Harrington, Delaware. Harrington, Delaware. Let's go to that. So Harrington, Delaware, you are looking at, let's go to here. Okay, so Harrington, Delaware, you might see a trace. You might see a trace to an inch, but I don't think you're going to see a whole lot. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of snow. That's a Jeep Wrangler, the type of car your sister and I have. Oh, nice. That's cool. That's probably what you use to go out in that during that snowstorm. That's a really nice Jeep, actually. I really like that. Again, Easy, thank you for the reports. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. Can you look at Fayetteville, North Carolina? Yes, let's look at Fayetteville, North Carolina. So Fayetteville, North Carolina, you are definitely looking at more additional snowfall. For sure, probably another 3 or 4 inches. At least 3 or 4 inches, maybe a little more, maybe 5 inches. You'll be surprised. 9 inches in South Charlotte, still coming down. So that's another storm report. 9 inches. So about a foot of snow. I think there's enough reports to conclude that Charlotte has had a foot of snowfall with the storm system so far. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. How much more snow in Sanford, North Carolina? Let's look at Sanford, North Carolina. Oh, very similar. So you're looking at another 3 or 4 inches of snow in that area. Maybe seeing another 5. If you're very lucky. If we get any of these localized heavy snow bands, you can see definitely more. Or definitely up to 5 inches. Carter, what's up? How are you doing? By the way, for those that are just tuning in, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It does help out a lot. It really does. How much more snow in Concord, North Carolina? My phone says 10. In Concord, North Carolina. So your phone says 10 more inches of snow? Really? I don't think there will be 10 more inches. No way. Probably another at least 2 or 3 inches. Because you're literally almost done. I mean, there's barely anything coming down in Concord in itself. So getting 10 more inches, I think your app is pretty far off. How much more snow will fall in Clayton, North Carolina? So Clayton, North Carolina, you are looking at an additional So you're looking at an additional 4 to 6 inches. 4 to 6 inches of snowfall. No, it says it will snow until 10 o'clock. Oh, okay. Maybe I misread that. So that's another 1 hour. Another 1 hour of snow. But see, that's based on what you're seeing right now, okay? As radar updates, is if you're using Apple weather, I can kind of see what you mean. Actually, let me look up Concord on Apple weather. Hold on a second. I'm curious because it's all based on radar. That's what their predictions are, which I don't like. I don't like it that way. I like it in the vicinity you're getting snow. So let's see. So Concord, okay, so snowy conditions expected around 8 p.m. The lowest, so yeah. So it doesn't say snow here. Maybe you are using a different app then. But that it can be finicky. It really can. It's not 100% accurate. Snowing here in Rowland, North Carolina. Since 3 p.m. and still snowing good. I'm not surprised. I'm not really surprised at all. Let's actually go to Rowland. Yeah, so Rowland, it is definitely snowing there, and it will be snowing there for a while, for a much longer time. You're just getting started with that snow. What's up, Gallium? How are you doing? Thank you, David. I appreciate you, what you do for the Durham, North Carolina 2 snowfall predictions will be. Thank you. So, Durham, North Carolina. Durham, North Carolina, you are looking at... So Durham, North Carolina, you are looking at another about 2 to 4 inches. About another 2 to 4 inches of snowfall in your area. That's my prediction. Why did the storm have Raleigh to Lumberton earlier have nothing? And we'll get more overnight. It's just the way the storm is moving. The thing is with Barrel Clinic shields, the precipitation field can be a little bit spontaneous. The storms behave very different under that circumstance. So while it looks like, oh, there's blue sky here, and in your mind at present time, it's like, oh, I don't think it's going to be as bad as what we thought. And then all of a sudden things fill in and you're suddenly getting all this snow now. It's just dry slots, dynamics, there's a lot that plays a role in all of that. Looks like a new surface low is forming right here, actually. Man. That is... Wow. That is some decent... that's a decent storm. Man, that's incredible. All the convection going on there. May even be a supercell right there. Actually, wouldn't be surprised. That's these storms offshore, actually. Pretty intense storms, actually. Maybe some lightning and thunder with that. I would like to know about Asheville, North Carolina. So let's go to Asheville, North Carolina. Sorry about that if I missed that question. So Asheville, North Carolina. So Asheville, North Carolina, maybe another inch of snow is all you're going to see with this storm left. the additional snowfall totals because it's really starting to kind of wind down. Maybe a blip here and there of snow, but really it is definitely settling down. It really is. Actually, there's probably not even any snow. Yeah, just a couple of blips is all you're seeing there in Asheville. I hope the storm decides to move north more than east so we can get some snow. That's how I would feel. That's how I would desperately feel. But chances of that, probably not going to happen. Will they have bands just east of Raleigh making it into Sanford, North Carolina? So there is some bands that are rolling through that will make it into Raleigh. Yes. So you'll see periods of moderate to heavy snowfall, but periods of lighter snowfall in this type of baroclinic shield that's happening. But one thing for sure, yeah, that is some good snow coming down in North Carolina and South Carolina. Looks like my stomach is growling a lot. It might be time to eat eat a little bit of food here. What happened to the snowfall totals? Well, here are the snowfall totals. So the snowfall totals right now, oh, we got a new update. So here's the latest update. Javon, that is. So you're way down here, Javon. Yeah, you're looking at some decent snow. I mean, still looking at another 4 to 8 inches. Expected amount, maybe about, 4 to 6 inches. So you're looking at some more snow coming down in your area. More snow, that is. And that's what has been forecasted for a while right now, is that whole area. I'm hoping that in Rock Hill, South Carolina, one more band so we can get to double digits. You're like me, so we can get up to an inch of rain, huh? We need that one more little bit of rain so we can get up to 1 inch sharp, huh? So Rock Hill. So Rock Hill, South Carolina, not North Carolina. In my brain. So Rock Hill, I think you will get another inch. Oh, yeah. You'll get another inch. You'll get another inch or two. So, yeah, you'll get your double digits. Oh, looks like a car made a U-turn over there just now. Thought he was slipping and sliding over here. Bottom right camera. The car made a U-turn. How much more snow for Goldsboro? Let's see. Goldsboro, North Carolina. You're looking at another 4 to 5 inches. 4 to 6 inches of snowfall, actually, for your area. 4 to 6 inches. 4 to 6 inches. That's based on the latest estimate that I'm looking at. But if you all have not subscribed to the channel yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help out the channel grow. We are looking at doing a lot more of these live streams on winter weather, severe weather, and of course, everyone's favorite on the channel is hurricane season. When we do have a hurricane landfall, you saw it with Melissa. That's basically how it's going to go with other tropical systems, if they do impact the United States. Thanks. Love the channel a lot. I appreciate it. Columbia, South Carolina. So let's go to Columbia, South Carolina. Sorry if my thing is on. So Columbia, South Carolina, we're looking at another 1 to 3 inches of snowfall before it's all said and done. Actually, more so, yeah. Yeah, you're looking at about another 3 inches before it's all said and done. I'm actually quite thankful. We actually have a lot of people watching this live stream today. I really do appreciate you guys being here with me. With what happened this morning, it really threw my day off. So I really appreciate you guys being here watching this live stream. But yeah, North Carolina, South Carolina, it's where it's snowing the hardest right now. And as into Virginia, got some good snow coming down. We got about 4 inches already. So that is Columbia, South Carolina. So 4 plus 4 makes 8. So yeah, you'll get about 8 inches, 8 or 9 inches by the time it's all said and done. 7 to 8 inches, that is. That's decent. That's some good snow. That's playable snow. That's shovelable snow. So what will the track of the storm look like overnight? Let's take a look at the latest models. So we're going to look at our 18Z model run from the HRRR model, because that's the most... What's up, Nate? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you yourself, David?
I am doing great. I slept really good. In fact, I slept so hard that I don't even remember if I dreamt about anything. I just slept and slept earlier and woke up at about 2 o'clock. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this another try. I'm going to go live again and see how it goes. And it's going well. So, yeah, this storm is pretty significant. And Easy has his generator working. He is staying warm, but his house is not happy about that. His house is very upset about how cold it is.
Yeah, I was just about to update you on that as well. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna.
How's everybody else in the stream doing? How are they faring with the storm? Are they all doing good?
They're doing really, really good. We have snow in parts of Tampa, just to the north of Tampa. We got snow coming down there.
I was actually going to let you know I had snow today a little bit earlier.
Ooh, nice. How much did you get?
It was unpredicted flurries. So it was just big, fluffy flakes.
Jeez. Yeah, see, that's something. So this storm is overperforming in some aspects in certain areas, but other aspects may not be so much. Florence, South Carolina. So now, I wanted to do a quick update, then I'll get to more questions here. So there is going to be some decent snow. Latest HRRR is loving the snow amounts over Nantucket, especially over like the far most eastern part of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. You're looking at some decent snowfall with this system. That's coming out of the latest model from the HRRR that goes really far out. New York City, you're gonna ice skate on thin ice at this point. You're barely gonna see anything. But Cape Cod, yeah. Cape Cod, you're going to get snow. That's what's the latest model is showing. Nantucket, yeah, you're definitely getting snow out of this one. Oh, yeah, you're going to be getting snow. A lot of snow, actually. And when you take a look at the latest snowfall amounts on the HRRR model, and let's look at and again, this is raw model data. This is not like from the National Weather Service. So, of course, these totals will change ever so slightly. But I'll tell you, Nantucket could get 13 inches of snowfall if the HRRR pans out. Actually, no, 15 inches of snowfall. Cape Cod, a foot of snowfall with this. But Providence, you're only looking at maybe an inch. In New York City, no snow at all. So it'd probably be flurries there. But wow, you get like into Cape Cod, it's a whole different ball game. And then if you're wondering how much snow over those waters, what's that green? That is 40 inches of snowfall. 40 inches of snowfall. Yeah, 30 to 40 inches of snowfall. So imagining if that 40 inches went over Boston, Massachusetts, that would be very substantial. So yeah, big time snowfall totals over Nantucket, though, regardless. I mean, 15 inches. And again, that's based on the latest model data that we have. The NAM 3 kilometer doesn't give us a good picture on that. So that's why I'm going to have to use Weather Bell in this sense for that. So let's see if it is consistent, though. Yeah, so the NAM, the NAM has 2 inches. Oh my, the NAM has only 2 inches. That's crazy. We'll have to wait for the 0Z model. It's currently rendering right now. It's running through its forecast, so we'll see if those have come down actually. But the 18Z run quite aggressive for Nantucket. And again, hello Nate in the chat.
Well, David, I had a quick thing to say, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so Easy actually told me about what you did earlier, and that was very kind of you.
Oh, yeah.
That was very, very, very nice of you. Did you tell chat what you did?
Yeah, I told him that I donated, I gave him $600.
Yes, that's very nice of you, because now he's able to keep warm and he was able to go out and buy a generator. That was very generous of you, David.
Of course. But after the stream, I would like to talk to you more about, what transpired this morning and stuff. But we won't talk about that here on stream. But yeah, because now that my body is more recuperated and I have a much more clear state of mind after being so tired this morning. I mean, 7 o'clock in the morning, I was just like, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, some of the donations that you guys give do go to emergencies like that. So yeah, the $600 went to Easy to help get him a new generator. And hopefully this generator will last at least 10 or so years. We got to let Easy know that once he's done using his generator, he either puts like a fuel stabilizer in it so it doesn't all get gummy and everything, because we don't want that. We do not want him to buy another generator unless this one literally is 20 years old or say 10 years old. But yeah, we're keeping an eye on the storm though, for sure. And yeah. But since you're here, Nate, you want to talk on stream for a little bit? I'm going to actually get a little bit of something to eat, but I will be back. I promise. I will be right back.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I can talk to everybody for a little bit.
Yeah. And then, of course, after the stream, we'll talk about maybe giving you the wrench at controlling the computer and helping to manage the stream, so that way it's not just Easy I have to rely on. So it's just both of us and stuff, like Easy and you and everything. But I'll be back. Let me get a quick bite to eat and get some water.
Right before you leave, do you think you could zoom out a little bit?
Yeah.
Just a little bit, just so I can get more of a broad area to kind of show. Because I'll do weather-wise on my end as well.
Perfect. All right, I'll be back, you guys. Got to get a quick bite.
So how's it going, everybody? I just recently tuned into this system, so I'm not too knowledgeable right this second. But if you guys give me just a quick second to look up at current conditions, I can give you guys a better, more accurate area. Oh, wow. Yeah, you can really see our low pressure taking shape over off the coast of Charleston. And then that's going to slowly move up through the night. This is a very impressive storm. This is a very impressive system. As we know, Tennessee saw a lot of snow squalling. There still is some snow squalling going on up in the upper elevations near Robinsonville, Great Smoky Mountain National Park. Just a little bit of snow squalling, not anything too bad. That was enough to knock out Easy's power last night since he's in the mid latitudes. But currently we're seeing some heavy snowfall all across the Carolinas. Probably heaviest of snowfalls going towards Greenville, North Carolina, Williamston, Edenton, Elizabeth City. As this system tracks upwards north and on the east coast of the United States, we'll start to see it also move a little bit out to sea. So like David was saying a little bit earlier, we're not going to see so much snow totals in New York City, but you will possibly see in Connecticut, Nantucket, Plymouth, right around there, Boston area. You'll start to get it'll be a brief winter storm for y'all in the upcoming hours. But yeah, if we go ahead and look at these temperatures down in Florida, this is just absolutely impressive. It is just quite literally freezing. I'm from Tallahassee here, so we're looking at we'll look at the freeze warning here issued by the National Weather Service. Dangerous cold wind chills as low as 5 above, and then a hard freeze is expected of temperatures to 17 to 20 degrees. That is extraordinarily cold for us here. And then if we even maybe go a little bit more south towards Lake Okeechobee, they even have a freeze warning in effect. That's probably about a couple hours away from Fort Lauderdale, Miami. That's cold. They're predicting mid to upper 20s expected near the Lake Okeechobee area. That is absolutely freezing for these people in Florida. And then if you go to Tampa, it's more of a Tallahassee climate, but wind chills are supposed to be expected of 22. And I know there's a huge celebration going on right now in Tampa. And yeah, hopefully everybody's staying warm there. But people in Florida aren't really expected to weather these kinds of these cold temperatures. As you can see right now, current temperatures are 30 degrees in Tallahassee, 32 degrees in Jacksonville. Right off the coast of Jacksonville, you're starting to see some mixed precip. That is very, 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 very concerning. Nothing will stick more than likely. I think places in Florida are actually seeing some form of some sort of snow showers right off the coast of Tampa, Cape Coral region, Fort Myers region. That's what was reported a little bit earlier today. Up in Tallahassee today, I was able to see some snow flurries at about 4 p.m. Why is there so much contradiction across models with different storms? Well, there's a lot of contradiction across models with different storms just because each individual model has a different bias. So, like GFS, for example, has a really, really, really strong convective bias, which is just means it wants to take a system and it wants to blow it up if it has any sort of convection to do with it. Meanwhile, the Euro is a little bit more conservative. And then I also see comments. Hey Nate, do you think Fayetteville, North Carolina will get lots of snow? Great question. Let me look at that real fast. I genuinely do think Fayetteville, North Carolina will see a little bit of heavier snow, additional snow accumulations between 2 to 4 inches. Um,
All right, I'm back.
and then the winter storm warning remains in effect until 1 p.m. Eastern Sunday.
All right, I'm back.
Sup, David? How's it going?
Good. Had just a quick.
Well, I was just going over the weather going on in Florida, with all these frigid cold temperatures. I was also going over a little bit of North Carolina and how there's some remaining snow squalls in Tennessee, up in the upper latitudes or upper elevations.
It's crazy to see snow like that in Florida. It really is. And it's all because of this storm system. This thing is a big monster. If we take a look at our satellite imagery, this thing is definitely curling up. It does look like that's where the low is starting to form, right in here. I think this is the main surface low that is beginning to twist itself right in here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was explaining to them a little bit earlier. Yeah, that's exactly where I thought where it was starting to twist. Yeah, it's like an open eye in a hurricane. Almost.
It is. It literally does look like that. That's crazy. That is very.
Yeah, if this was closer to the coast, this would be a very, very dangerous system.
Oh, yeah. Well, if this actually went into the Northeast, it would be a very end-it-all storm. That would be like 2 or 3 feet of snowfall for the Northeast.
That's a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, this is definitely a strong system. I just can't believe it's still snowing in Bristol, Tennessee, though. I cannot believe it. It's still snowing over there in Bristol, Tennessee.
Yeah, I did take a look at that, and yeah, definitely, it was. It's not so much a snow squalls anymore, though, which is a good thing. But yeah, it's definitely still snowing.
Yeah.
Also, would you like to have me try out our new forecasting feature?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you want me to give a brief explanation to how it works to everybody in chat?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Go ahead. Go right.
So everybody, we actually found something that will benefit you guys more in the long term. It's not easy to read in the chat all the time of like where you guys are putting your forecast out. So David's going to try to get to this probably bi-hourly, right, David? So every other hour?
At least every other hour or so, maybe every hour. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so we created a Google forum so you could submit your town and your name in the forum, and then David can go on and read it on a nice and easy spreadsheet. So that's how we think we want to do it. If it ends up being too complicated, then we don't need to do it that way. But I think we're going to give it a shot here right now.
Yeah. And then Nate will let me know that, hey, we got a request from this person. You know, it's snowing in Jacksonville. It's hard to see because it's blowing so hard. Jacksonville. Ooh, so that's also down there in Florida. That's crazy. Snow in Jacksonville. A little bit of snow. Actually, it's not being picked up on radar very much. It actually isn't. That's interesting. I'm going to turn off yaw mode for a little bit here so we could actually see Doppler radar. Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. So the yaw mode actually is interesting. Dang, look at all the yaw mode dots of the snow, yallometer snow reports. 8 inches. 8 inches of snowfall there. Then one other area, only 2 inches. So definitely a lot of reports coming in out of the Charlotte area of snowfall amounts of at least 6 to 12 inches. That's a lot of snow. Oh, we even got one area, 17 and a half inches. Oh my goodness. From Christina Wood. From Christina Wood reporting that. Yeah, 14 inches here. So big, heavy snowfall totals right in here. It's what those dots actually represent. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Let me actually see what the winter storm severity index is. Oh, wow. The winter storm severity index actually reached almost 100 earlier. Now the winter storm severity index is back down to 76, and it's decreasing.
Hey, David, we actually got our first forecast request.
Ooh, what is it?
This one comes from Bill A. Sorry for the last time. I don't know how to pronounce that. Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Spartanburg, South Carolina. So for Spartanburg, South Carolina, let's look over the models. Again, a quick personalized forecast here. Let's look at... See, let's go and look at the 18Z model since the 0Z... Actually, you know what? The 0Z... Yeah, it's not in on weather-wise yet. So, additional snowfall for Spartanburg in South Carolina, in South Carolina, about another 2 or so inches of snow is possible in Spartanburg, South Carolina, which isn't too surprising given that there is a little bit of that last band of snowfall moving over your area. But the temperatures are going to be what really is going to set in, and it's going to be cold. It really is going to be cold there. So actually, let's take a look at those temperatures for you, for your personalized 2-day forecast. How does that sound? So let's look at that. Okay, come on. There we go. So Spartanburg could have temperatures, air temperatures. These are not your actual wind chill values. As low as 8 degrees tonight, potentially. Really cold. Like literally really, really cold tonight before it does warm up a little bit more tomorrow. This temperature graph is actually not the best. They should actually make this a little bit more accurate with its color. Its colors look a lot more colder than they should be. But yeah, Spartanburg, South Carolina, you're looking at temperatures overnight down into the single digits and then warming up to about the lower 30s tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, temperatures are going to plummet again down into the upper teens to lower 20. Also, we do have a forecast. I don't think I put Spartanburg on here. On the bottom of the key, you'll see a 3-day forecast. I did not update that since this morning, but it goes all the way into Monday, which is good enough, you know? So Yeah, we're looking at some really cold temperatures in Spartanburg under sunny skies over the next couple of days. Nothing to be concerned about when it comes to any more snowfall. So whatever snow you have right now, this is going to be the last bit of snowfall you will see. Maybe some hit and miss snow over the next few hours, but I think this band right here is going to be the last amount of snowfall that really is going to be the accumulating kind. How much snow or how much will Hope Mills, North Carolina get? So Hope Mills, North Carolina. So for the Hope Mills area, you're looking at anywhere between right now another 3 to 4 inches, maybe up to 5. Actually, no, 4 to 6 inches of snowfall is anticipated there with this amount of snow. Based on radar. How about Holly Ridge? So Holly Ridge, let's look at Holly Ridge. So Holly Ridge, you are looking at another 8 inches of snowfall, another 8 or 9 inches of snowfall before this is all said and done. For sure. Another 8 or 9 inches. Maybe even up to 10 inches. Actually, the high-end forecast okay, so that's in Wilmington. So yeah, another 9 inches. High-end amount is up to 9 inches. I wouldn't be surprised if you even get a 10-inch spot. Fort Mill. Okay, Fort Mill. So Fort Mill, South Carolina, you are looking at another 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Another 1 to 3 inches of snowfall in that area.
Hey, David, my dinner actually just arrived. Can I come back on in about 15, 20 minutes?
Absolutely. Yeah, enjoy your dinner. Enjoy your dinner.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll be right back.
All right. So, how's everybody doing? How's everybody enjoying the stream? If you're enjoying the stream, give this a like. Give this a huge thumbs up. I don't know how many likes this stream actually has right now. Probably at least 100 or so, which is not bad. So, if you have not liked, if you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. It really does help out a lot. It does help out a lot. And actually, while we were looking at Doppler radar, I did do a survey thing or made a survey yesterday. I was wondering if anyone has done it yet. So I'm curious. Yeah, no responses yet for that. I'll be sure to bring that out there, though. I'll be sure to bring that out there, probably in a community post or something. But yeah, big snowstorm going on across the Carolinas right now. Definitely making a lot of headlines. We got hurricane wind warnings. Got hurricane wind warnings off the coast of North Carolina. And that's the big deal with this storm system, is very, very, very windy and also really cold and really snowy as well. And it is all because of how dynamic this system actually is. We talked about this yesterday, how this system would become very dynamic at around this time. And yeah, the models weren't lying about it. Models were definitely not lying. And you can see right here, this is really, really taking off. Look at all the deep convection on that. Yeah, Virginia Beach. We'll look at Virginia Beach here in a little bit. But yeah, Virginia Beach is expected to see another 4 to 8 inches of snowfall potentially with this snow band that's kind of stalling out around the area. But yeah, look at how this system really is blowing up. It really is taking off with all that convection. All right, let's go to Virginia Beach really quickly. Yeah, so Virginia Beach, you're looking at certainly another up to maybe 7 or 8 inches of snowfall by the time this is all said and done. All said and done, you're looking at another 5 to 8 inches of snow. Now, let's take a look here at the models for our wind chill values. I haven't shown this in a while since the very beginning of my live stream, so we're going to do another little forecast here as far as how serious will these wind chills actually get. And for that reasoning, we're looking at the latest HRRR model that's 27 hours out. And when we take a look at those wind chill values, these are pretty significant. Some areas here down at 20 degrees. We got Miami, Florida, that can be down to as much as 24 degrees. Look at the wind chills here across Tallahassee, 12 degrees tomorrow morning. We got 8 degrees in Gainesville, Jacksonville, 12 degrees. Orlando, we're looking at 11-degree wind chills there. That is pretty darn cold. Daytona Beach, 14 degrees. Tampa, 23 degrees. And in fact, we're going to actually look at the National Weather Service here, advisory map, weather alerts thing. And yeah, look at this. Right? Oh, holy. Okay, that's really too close. Hold on. There we go. That's a lot better. That is a lot better. Okay. So, yeah, you can see extreme cold warnings, got winter storm warnings. I mean, all the way down into Miami, Florida. Actually, Miami, Florida, you're under a freeze warning, believe it or not. So, yeah, Florida is blue, not white, not blank. Oklahoma literally has nothing in terms of any hazardous weather outlooks or anything. California has been under dense fog, but really active weather here in the southeast, and that's what we're seeing. So yeah, active weather. So let's take a look now at the Georgia, South Carolina area. Let's take a look at those wind chills, the latest model output in that area. And Atlanta has trended a bit cooler. Wind chill values by tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. First thing when you wake up on your Sunday, you're going to complain about how cold it feels outside because the wind chill, -3, Macon, 4 degrees, Statesboro, 4 degrees, Valdosta there at 8 degrees, Albany, 7 degrees, Columbus, really cold, and Athens at 1 degree. Chattanooga, 5 degrees, Greenville, 7 degrees, Rock Hill, Florence, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Columbia, right around about 4 to 5 degrees there. So really low wind chills, and even down here, 2-degree wind chill, very close to Myrtle Beach and Fayetteville there, 7 degrees. Here's a look at the latest wind chills for the Alabama, Mississippi area. Did those trend colder? And they did in a couple of areas. Gadsden, 9 degrees. Huntsville, 7 degrees. Montgomery, Columbus, Dothan, Monroeville, about 8 to 9 degrees with those wind chills. So very, very cold. Meridian, Tupelo, Jackson, Hattiesburg, right there at around 12 degrees, 7 degrees. As well as 0 degrees in other areas. So really, really cold. And this is where all that ice has accumulated, has caused a lot of problems and knocking out power. Still, many people here without power for weeks, potentially here for another several more days. And with more colder weather coming in, I'll tell you what right now, it is not good. Not good at all. And then when you take a look here at the Virginia area, North Carolina, you can see... yeah, here's your wind chill values, and oh my heavens goodness, very, very, very cold. Look at this. Asheville, wind chill value there, -13 degrees. -13 degrees. Johnson City, -4. Roanoke, -8. Harrisonburg, -6. Charlottesville, 1 degree. So these wind chill values are really, 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 really low for this time of the year for these areas. Washington, D.C., -9. Virginia Beach, 5 degrees. Easton in Maryland, wind chill value there could be as low as -10 degrees below zero. That's how cold it feels. And then, of course, up here in the Ohio Valley, very cold. Though, yeah, those wind chills really trended colder. Look at some of these areas, -22, -23 degrees below zero. We're talking Louisville there at Louisville, about -17. Elizabethtown, -12 degrees, -16 degrees. Bloomington, -12. Cincinnati, -5. Effingham there at -7. So really, really cold Arctic temperatures here settling in with those wind chills that are going to be extremely dangerous to your body. And I'll tell you what, frostbite will happen within at least 25 to 30 minutes if actions are not actually, wind chills this low. Frostbite probably even in 10 or 15 minutes, and hypothermia within probably less than an hour if actions are not taken. Yeah, do not freeze like an ice cube, people. Do not. It is not fun. It is not fun at all. So let's look at the snowfall totals in the last. Did we get any more amounts in there? No, we didn't. Winston, though, Salem, North Carolina, got about 11 inches of snowfall, with additional snowfall still coming down there. So, like I said, yes, you might get a foot of snowfall by the time this is all said and done. Can you check snowfall totals for South Carolina and North Carolina? Yeah, so on the latest model, if that's even in right now, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the snowfall totals here. Is this the latest model run? Nope, we still got the 18Z model run. So the additional snowfall, actually, we can just use the 23 Zulu run. Actually, you know what? Let me refresh weather-wise here. Okay. So this is the very latest 0Z model run from the HRRR, and yes, this is additional. Okay, pure on additional. So based on this model, Charlotte in North Carolina, you could get another foot of snowfall, another foot. Oak Island, another 11 inches of snowfall. Myrtle Beach, another, wish you can actually click here. Yeah, I guess I can't at all. Yeah, so we're looking at another 9 inches. If you're in Dillon, around 6 inches of snowfall is expected. Kingston, right around 9 or 10 inches of snowfall expected there. That's additional snowfall. But then for the Northeast, what does the Northeast look like? Yeah, man, that really did downtrend. 3 inches. 3 inches for Nantucket. 3 inches for Nantucket right now versus, well, a lot more on the last run. There's a lot more on the last model run. Like 15 inches there. So you went from 15 inches on the 18Z run to now only 3 inches on this model run. Crazy. Crazy. Wow. So you can see clearly if we look at our model here, let's go over to when actually these winter storm warnings will expire. Yeah, so these winter storm warnings will expire and this is midnight. So at midnight my time, snowfall really tapers off, begins to really crash, especially by 3 or 4 in the morning. And the last winter storm warning expires right around, say, 7 or 8 o'clock my time. But I think it'll be a lot sooner than that. A lot sooner based on the latest models here. Then maybe a little more snow after that, but doesn't look all that significant like this storm is. But yeah, that's a look at the snowfall forecast on the latest model. Looks like pretty much all the snow will be done at like 7 in the morning for most areas. It could be a little longer though, maybe by like 11 in the morning. For, say, Cape Hatteras, Rodanthe might take a little while. Will take a little while for that snow to clear, but tomorrow's looking like a lot better day. Starting tonight, though, things should start getting better from, say, west to east, gradually with all the snow. But wow, that is some pretty insane rainfall and thunderstorms going on with that low. That is a strong low pressure system. Really strong low pressure system. You're seeing cyclogenus shaping up. Let's see the mean sea level pressure here. Very curious to see what the pressure looks like. Oh yeah, look how low this gets. That's the lowest pressure right there. Yeah, 976 millibars on the latest HRRR model. So you could really see how this really takes off. Wow, it even gets lower over here. 969 millibars. That's very low pressure. Very low. $980 millibar on the latest GFS model. Let's actually look at if this low will actually get as deep as what it showed. Let's see. Yeah, 972 still, so 980. Actually, let's go to here. Yeah, about 1 in the morning. That's very low. That's very low. So, yeah, this low is still deepening very, very quickly. Very quickly. Man, look at the gradient on that. Man, that's a very tight gradient. Nice, good steam jet. Very strong steam jet on the backside of that low. That is crazy. You can see the flow coming right around that low, really insanely strong. And with those heights that are falling rapidly, that's an indication that the low is very deep. That lift, dude. That lift is insane. Wow. Man, that low really, really, really bona fides. Wow, That is a strong wind field. That's incredible. That's 92 knot winds. That's 92 knot winds. Oh, 95 knot winds down to the south here. Over the waters. That is hurricane force. That is very much hurricane force with those wind gusts over 100 miles an hour, 112. Whoa, 112. Right there. You even see the plot right there, 112.6. So that's about 113 miles an hour. I'm telling you, you all in the Carolinas got very lucky that this system did not bomb out much closer to the coast. That would have been really bad. That would have been absolutely terrible if that would have actually come to pass, if a system would have bombed out like that. Yeah, look at the winds here now off the coast. 58 mile an hour wind gust on Diamond Shoals, North Carolina. Diamond Shoals. If we actually look at the sustained wind here, you can see this. You can see the wind really picking up, and then it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Look at this. Now we're up to 58 miles an hour, sustained wind of 47 miles an hour. 47 miles an hour there. Let's look up another station. Let's look at this one. Oh, yeah, look at the winds here. Oh, well, no, this doesn't update very frequently. Do this one right here. Welcome back.
Yes, I am. Dinner was very good. How long was I?
I didn't keep track, but at least 15 minutes.
Cool.
We just had a wind gust of almost 60 miles an hour off of Cape Hatteras.
Oh. Well, the winds are already picking up then.
Yep. So yeah, this is a big storm. This is a very big storm. Yeah, that low is still pivoting southeastward. Still pivoting southeastward. Incredible. And the low is still getting deeper. My gosh. That is crazy. Diana, welcome. How are you doing, Diana? Hello, my friends. David, what is the West going to get? Some big snowstorms, or are we just out of luck this year? I fear this year is going to be a catastrophic fire season. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for much of the West. We have not had rain for almost a month. And it doesn't look any better. I don't think nothing good is coming to the Intermountain West. Maybe a snowstorm in about 10 days. That would be for California as well, for the Utah area. But that is it. Maybe more snow down the road, but models have been all over the place, really. See the GFS model? Yeah, maybe something for our area and for the Intermountain West. But yeah, it is not looking promising at all. Very dry. Very dry. and very warm as well, like near all-time record high temperatures potentially. What is the best model to use? I would say the European model because it's more high resolution, so it resolves things on a finer scale more accurately. The GFS model doesn't do too bad, but for accuracy reasons and high resolution, the Euro. I would say the European model does really well. Any rain is better than no rain. Yeah. But temperatures are really going to be a well above average. I mean, this is quite ridiculous, actually. Look at the much of the Intermountain West going to have near all-time record high temperatures. Actually, parts of Utah, Diana, have had their warmest January in history, actually. Some of the warmest temperatures ever recorded in January have been found across much of the Intermountain West. And actually, I wanted to show you this really quickly, just going off topic here really quickly, but let's take a look here at the temperature anomalies. You can see right here where it has been really cold and where it has not been so cold at all. Where it's been really cold, where it hasn't been so cold, yeah. So the Ohio Valley in the last 30 days have had temperatures 5 degrees below average. Like, that's pretty significant. And then you go up here across much of the Intermountain West, it's been really, really warm. It's been ridiculous. When we look at the last 15 days, the last 30 days, that is, it has been ridiculous. I mean, much above normal, almost record warmest, record highest in parts of Utah. It's been very, very warm. Not so much, though, in the Great Lakes where below normal temperatures have been found there. But in the last 7 days, now look at this, last 7 days, record lowest. Just about anywhere you go, that's 3 deviations. So that is crazy. In the last 7 days, have seen their lowest temperatures in a 7-day stretch on record, actually. Like Kokomo, record lowest. Many areas at least well below average. Even Florida, Tallahassee, below normal. Most of Florida pretty much near normal, but not much across the west here above normal, and even some parts of the coastline here along California, record warmest in the last 7 days. That's ridiculous. And then you look at the last 2 weeks, it's been the warmest it has ever been in the west in at least over 50 years at least. Serious warmth. Actually, pretty bad for the ecosystem, actually. And really bad for when it comes to precipitation. Now, hydrology, so the last 14 days have been really dry. Really, really dry. Look at this. Across Oregon, Washington, that is pretty substantial. Versus over here in parts of Texas, look at this. Some of the highest amounts of precipitation on the hydrology scale. And you can see here, fire danger is really bad versus over here where it's a lot lower. That makes sense. Below normal here in the Great Lakes and above average here in the Southwest. When it comes to more explosive fire behavior potential. In fact, there's a risk that parts of the the interior West, like the Four Corners, could have some of the worst fire conditions this summer if we don't get any rainfall. And time is running out with that. It is very unfortunate. Fires that will grow thousands and thousands, even hundreds of thousands of acres in a week. Hopefully we don't see anything like that, but conditions are very dangerous for that. Which is why this year I am planning on going live. If a fire is life-threatening to someone like the Palisades fire, we're going to be planning to do more wildfire live coverage if needed. By the way, if you all haven't been here before and you do find the live stream helpful, detailed, and informative, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe. It really does help out very much. It really does, because this storm is pretty strong, very strong. And we're going up to 3 hours already on this. So not bad at all. You're in Southern California and you're sweating. Yikes. That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't blame you. It's warm. It's very warm across much of the West. So, yeah, we'll be live here for a while, though, keeping an eye on this winter storm. Geoengineering of the weather. What's up, Houston? Dixon, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Been in the dry slot all day. Finally, some good snow at Carolina Beach. So finally, you're getting some snow there. Yeah, Carolina Beach getting some big time snowfall, actually. Yeah, that's dry slot has gone away. Pretty much gone at this point. There is no more dry slot at all to be found. Pretty much all of North Carolina is getting snow right now at the moment. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So in Raleigh, Greenville, as well as Goldsboro, Fayetteville, you're getting some decent snow, light to moderate snowfall. Elizabeth City, as well as Virginia Beach, Lawrenceville, getting some good snow out of this storm. This is going to continue to be the issue over the next several hours as this storm continues to move east gradually with its precipitation field of light to moderate snowfall. Columbia, Sumter as well, getting some light to moderate snowfall. Greenwood getting some light to moderate snowfall. Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, Jacksonville, Goldsboro, as well as Beaufort getting some good snowfall. But where it's not snowing right now is we're looking at Rodanthe, not seeing snow or rainfall at the moment. It's very light stuff, but the wind is definitely strong.
Hey, David, actually some bad news from my end over here.
Uh-oh.
My heat actually just broke.
Oh, no. No.
It'll be all right, though. It'll be all right.
You have your power. You have your electricity. That's what all that matters right now.
Yep, I do have my electricity still, so I have my heated blanket, but it'll be a cold one tonight, but not a big deal.
Your heat keeps on breaking, it seems like.
Well, my AC has been broken for about 8 months now, or not 8 months, maybe like 5 months. And my heat literally just broke.
How can you tell that it broke? Like, is there a light or an indicator on it?
No, it's just the furnace isn't firing up. I even checked the pilot light. I have a gas furnace, but all I hear is just a bunch of ticking, and then it won't ignite.
Oh, great. My gosh. That's not good at all. That isn't good. But here's a live.
We'll see.
Yeah. Here's a live look at the cameras right now. These are live cameras across the state where we have that big snowstorm. And yep, snow is coming down pretty good on some of the cameras. Not all of them, but not looking bad. Not looking bad. The snow's coming down a little bit in some areas. But yeah. February 6th might be a storm. Yeah, there is a potential that there could be definitely a storm on the 6th of February. Let's actually look at the models very far out on that. Yeah, mainly for the Great Lakes. Mainly for the Great Lakes on that one. And it really looks like it falls apart as it really moves southeastward. Doesn't have a lot of moisture to work with. Because where it's coming from is it's coming from central northern Canada. So it brings down a lot of dry, cold air with it. So those storms don't really have a lot of moisture to work with. The storms that if you want big storms, you want them to come across the United States from the Rockies or from the Gulf that tap into a lot of moisture. And that does not look like it's going to really happen based on the latest models. But anyways, I'm going to head off, I think. Been here for 3 hours. The storm is gradually moving eastward. We were able to do some coverage and look at the snowfall amounts in Raleigh, Goldsboro, Smithfield, as well as Wake Forest, Henderson, as well as Fayetteville, Wilmington, Jacksonville, as well as in Charlotte. Please be safe, everybody. As always, please subscribe to the channel, all right? If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so, because when it comes to severe weather and the rest of winter season, we will be live streaming a lot more since I'm doing this full time for you all. So if you have not subscribed, hit the bell icon. Please do so to get all notifications. And I will have a video out tomorrow morning. I will have to see on what the latest models show, but I will have a video out tomorrow and every day. Back to normal paid programming. But as always, have a great night, you guys. Please be safe, and I'll be back with you more soon. Actually, let's go into the 3-hour mark. We're literally like a minute left. 1 minute left to the 3-hour mark. 1 more minute. 1 more minute. One more minute to 1 hour, or to the 3-hour mark. Come on, 3-hour mark. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. Cloudy Jesse. Yeah, just have a good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it very much. I do greatly appreciate it. All righty, I think I am out. Peace out, folks. Please be